Today's workout is a 20-minute postpartum upper body strength workout, advanced. This workout is the most advanced we've done so far, so make sure you've done the beginner and intermediate versions before this one. You'll need a set of moderate to heavy dumbbells. We're really going to challenge those upper body muscles today. Let's get started. Hey mamas, welcome to our 20-minute upper body postpartum workout with weights. We're doing the advanced version today. Make sure you've done the beginner and intermediate versions before this one. You don't necessarily need heavier weights, but you are gonna do some more complex movements today, so keep that in mind. Come to the floor with me. We're gonna start off with a chest fly. So we're gonna grab those dumbbells, lay back on the floor, bring the weights up over the shoulders, palms face together. We're gonna bring the weights wide, elbows to the floor, and then bring them up. Your palms should face the ceiling right here. Elbows lead the way, keeping the forearm angled up toward the ceiling a bit. And we want to keep the biceps locked. So right here, biceps are locked, and we squeeze and drag the weights together. So we're not bending at the elbows to lift the weights. We're engaging through the pectoral muscles, and that connection is right in that armpit. So right here, I want you to think, squeeze through your armpits, bring those weights toward the midline or the middle of the body. Think your belly button. And keep them over the heart rate line. So instead of being right over the shoulders, right over the heart rate line, it's gonna help target the chest a little better. So even slower on the way up than on the way down is ideal. Nice work. All right, taking one weight down, both weights down rather, we're gonna move over to our push-ups. And this time I want you to create a little bit more space because we're gonna do a walking push-up. So we're gonna take the hands wide, push up, and then we're gonna walk opposite arm, opposite leg, push up. Walk back the same direction you started, chest to elbow height, and then walk. So it's an opposite hand, opposite foot move, and then you push up. So you're going wide with the feet as you bring the hands together, and then feet together as you bring the hands wide. I know it's a little bit of a coordination thing, but what we do here is we involve the core more with that walking push up. And you can always drop to your knees and just walk the knees across as you move the hands just like this. And that works perfectly fine. Let's get one more in. Nice, so we're evolving that push up. Now we're gonna evolve the tricep movement with the tricep dip. So you're gonna need that little bench, or you can use the stairs, or like the edge of a bed or something works. You're gonna drop the hips below the shoulders and then push up. So you wanna push through the heel of your hands and make sure your grip is narrow, about shoulder width apart. And you get a nice deep bend in the elbow. So you want a surface that's gonna elevate you at least a foot, 18 inches off the floor. So you have some range to go from. So you're here, here. The wider, or the further you take your feet away, the harder it will be. Or if you're here, a little bit easier, right? Do what works for you today. And again, you can always sit on your bench, put your hands behind you, and push here through the heels of your hands. But the really primary goal here is to keep that grip narrow, push through the heels of the hands, keeping elbows to the back and that butt right under your shoulder line right here. All right, moving to a tricep push-up. So get your bench back out of the way, and we're gonna take those hands narrow now. We're gonna stay stationary, just like we did in intermediate, but this time the grip is narrow, elbows to the back. So we drop the chest to elbow height, push up, come to that plank. So here, shoulders are over the wrists, chest drops low, and then we squeeze the elbows into the ribs as we rise. So you might be able to drop faster than you come up. That's totally normal because you're really gonna feel that pressure on the push. If you need to, knees down here, knees wide or feet wide will help with that stability. Make sure you're not pushing back. Unless you need a break, take it, but we wanna try to keep that pressure on. And if that means you bring it here, knees into the chest, that is great as well. All about being successful here, whatever that looks like for you today. All right, moving along to a Renegade row. So you're gonna need your weights again. This time I'm gonna give you the option on your toes. So you saw this on in the last workout. You're gonna take the feet wide, brace that core, shoulders over wrists, pull the weight up, dumbbell to the hip. Other side. Now, if you can tell, this is already too hard. You're rocking, moving the hips a lot. Go Go back to the knees and do it here. Or do a hybrid, do part on your knees, part on your toes. And if it hurts to rest that hand on the dumbbell, you can also bring it here and just switch it here. But I like to do, just tough it out and put my hands on the dumbbells. All right, we got less than 10 seconds. Let's push. I know it's tough, especially if you went up on your weight selection. Regardless, it's tough. All right, moving to our feet. We're gonna take those dumbbells for a wide bicep curl. So we're gonna take the dumbbells, turn them up, supine position. Take those dumbbells wide, elbows in, lower down nice and slow. Exhale as you lift, inhale as you lower. So we're wanting to keep them wide. That's gonna put more pressure on that head of the bicep, especially right here. Do you feel that? Forearms are working too. Slower is always better with everything, but especially this movement, dragging it down, really keeping that pressure in the muscle, and the pressure is greatest in that mid-range right about here. So that's where I really want you to try to slow down, feel that burn happening. Remember, we got 2 sets, which I'm already dreading the second round of all this, but we got 2 sets to master everything. Okay, we're gonna go back to that supine position. We've got a bicep curl, mid-range pulse. Oh, let's do it. Elbows under shoulders, 1 inch up, 1 inch down. So we want that 90-degree angle here. Palms up, core tight, but glutes are relaxed. We don't wanna be here, we don't wanna be clenching the butt, we don't wanna be thrusting the hips forward. We wanna be nice and neutral. Now, it's a long time to be in this movement, so if you need to, drop, shake it out for a second, take a breath, get right back. I am not gonna make it the full 50 seconds. No way. Maybe if you got 2-pound weights, you could make it, but I don't expect anyone to be going the full interval. But if you can, let me know in the comments if you made it. I'm not going to today, that's for sure, especially because I just did the other intermediate workout before this one. Ugh, wouldn't recommend that. Okay, push press, getting those shoulders now, a little bit of help from the legs. So we're gonna take those weights up, we're gonna squat, just a little half squat, hips back, drive it up, push. Hips back, drive it up, push. Inhale, exhale. Again, even though you're driving the hips, neutral spine. Keep the hips under the shoulders. Brace that core. You might wobble a little bit at the top. That's okay. You're using some of that momentum because that's helping you power the heavy weights up. More than halfway there. Again, it's not legs, but you are using that momentum. If you need a break, take a break. I got to. Long intervals, but that's meant to give you just plenty of opportunities to do what you need to do, what's best for you. All right. Oh, shoulder press, both arms. So not alternating like last time, it's both arms. Ready? I'm bringing them all the way back down to my shoulders like this, rotating as I push. But if you want to make it harder, keep them up. You can keep them up like this. You can do a combination of everything. I'm just dying, you guys. This is hard. Upper body is not my strength. That's more lower body, core, endurance workouts with lighter weights, or like something, just pretty much anything but shoulders. Oh. But hey, it's good to see somebody out there like me struggle, right? Like, I'm a real person. I'm not good at every single thing. And it's good to put it out there. Okay, one more, and then we repeat from the top. Well, then we have a break, and then we repeat. Bear crawls. I do love a bear crawl. So bring your hands under shoulders, knees under hips, tuck the toes, engage core. We're gonna crawl forward, couple reps, crawl backwards, a couple reps. About 4 each way. Now make sure, see my knees close to the ground. You can even kiss the ground or place them on the ground if you need a little bit less. But what you want to try to do is keep them just hovering. Keep that shoulder over the wrist as you move. Try to move the hand and the foot together. It's opposites though. Can you remember all that? This one is one of my just most, or top, I guess. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I can't even think. I'm working so hard. My shoulders are on fire. It's one of my top core exercises too, because it involves so much more than just the abs, but it gives you that coordination component. So good for strengthening the upper body with the core. Okay, we've got a break. So think about what you want to do next set. Me, I'm absolutely not adding weight, but maybe you do need to add weight to make it more challenging. Maybe you need to add just some intensity, and I'll give you some options as we go. So we're gonna start again with those chest flies. So grab your weights, move onto your back. Bring those weights up, plates or palms face together. Take the arms wide. Bring them in together. Keeping that bicep lock, elbows soft. Really drag them to the top. It's almost like they're opposing magnets. You really want to feel that resistance right here on the way up. Keep it in line with that heart rate line, middle of the chest. Heart rate's coming down. We needed that after that first round. Holy cow, that was a doozy. We're gonna do it again. I'm with you. All right, carefully coming up and setting up for that walking push-up. So again, knees or toes. We're gonna start, shoulders over wrists, exhale in the push, walk across, keep that core tight. Walk, walk, keeping that shoulder over the wrist. Even as you walk, body weight forward, butt down. Slower rather than faster to get in that deeper range. Again, option, come here, but keep that body weight forward, even being on the knees. Couple more here, less than 10 seconds. Could you get up on your toes if you haven't been yet? Oh, tricep dips. Grab that bench or stairs or edge of the bed, whatever you've got. Pushing through the heels of the hands, keeping the hips close. Again, if your hips are going away, it's gonna put more strain on the shoulder and take that work out of the triceps. So we want them nice and close. It's gonna allow us to stay in control. Again, you can sit here, push through the heels of the hands. Make sure those fingertips are still pointing forward. Whew. Second round, you might need more breaks. You might need to quit early on that interval. That's totally fine. I'm gonna be there with you. I'm gonna be taking breaks too, because I'm not gonna make it either. But that's okay, you go until you can, right? And you do it for as long as you can with good technique. Once that technique is compromised, it's a sign you should stop, reset. Tricep push-ups. All right, bring those hands narrow, fingertips forward, elbows to the back. On the knees or the toes, keep the feet wide, chest to elbow height, remember? Even as you come up, those elbows are gonna try to flare out. Squeeze them in. And if you start to feel them flaring, or your core is compensating, you're starting to do the worm situation, drop to those knees, or bring them here. Couple more, team, we got this. Even if you're moving really, really slow, make them quality reps. All right, Renegade row. So we're gonna grab those weights. Knees, toes combo. We're gonna get it done together. It's gonna be a challenging one. So make sure you feel really strong and stable. Everything's squared at the floor. Try not to lift that hip or rotate as you lift the weight. A little bit of movement's gonna happen, but what you're trying to do is brace to resist that rotation, resist that movement. And that's really strengthening not just the back, the upper body, but the core, the whole core canister. That's why using your breath is so important too, because it helps those muscles in the core to fire when they're supposed to. All right, good work, guys. Moving to our feet for that wide bicep curl. I thought this one would be one of the harder ones, but surprisingly not as bad as I thought. Drag it down. We're 3/4 of the way, you guys. Getting close. So right now, it's about endurance, right? Staying strong, of course, physically with the technique, but also mentally. You know, if you have to quit, you have to quit, but I don't want you to do it just because it got hard. I want you to do it because it's been hard the whole interval, or you've pushed through the hard and you have nothing left to give. That's what it should feel like. Not just because, oh, this rep felt hard, I'm gonna stop. No, 5 reps need to feel hard. They need to feel like excruciatingly hard. Then you quit. You gotta push through some of that hard to get results. But of course, good technique. I'm gonna keep saying it. Pulses, mid-range, let's go. Every time I move up, I exhale. You don't have to do it that way. You can take a deep breath, exhale like that, whatever works for you, whatever gets you through it. Keeping those shoulders back and down, try not to shrug your shoulders or string your neck here. Relax those glutes, knees soft. Are we gonna make it through the whole interval? Why not try? Remember, if you have to quit, you quit, but you quit after you push through a few reps, right? 10 seconds. I think I'm gonna make it, are you? Almost there. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. See, I didn't think I was gonna make it. I didn't want to. But sometimes you just gotta outdo yourself, right? You versus you. Sounds stupid, but it's true. All right, push press. Little help from the legs now. I did that on purpose, so those arms would get a little bit of momentum from that lower back body. Make sure, again, you're not taking the weights too far back to where you're arching your back or losing control. They can go slightly behind you, but you always want to make sure you feel in control at the top of that push press. We're so close, you guys. About 2 minutes left. Thank goodness. This one has kicked my butt today. All these upper body workouts kick my butt. Even the beginner. Because the beginner does not mean easy, it just means the movements aren't super complex. But with the right weights, anything can be advanced. Shoulder press. Oh Lord. You can start here. I'm gonna have to come here a lot. I'm not ready for this one. But hey, sometimes you gotta go even when you're not totally ready. That's kids, right? So just think about workouts, these workouts. We're prepping you for everyday life. You never know when you're gonna have to do the toddler drag out, right? We've all been there. Just prepping you for that, giving you that endurance. If you're ready, you can be here and keep it here. Ten seconds, but if you need to come here, it's gonna give you a bigger range, make you work harder, but you can rest at the bottom. We are done with those weights. One more thing, bear crawls. We're gonna finish this, you guys. Back of the mat, hands under shoulders, knees under hips, tuck the toes. Brace the core, lift, let's go. Keep those hips from rocking. Still and stable as possible, knees really close to that ground. Try not to back it up or move forward too quick to where your hands go further out than the shoulders. Try to keep that alignment. And if you need to, just put the knees down for a second. These workouts, like I said in the intermediate one, you could keep going on these forever. Just add more weight or try to beat yourself on your last interval. See if you can last a full interval. That's what I love about strength training. There's really never a plateau. You can always increase your weight, improve your technique, improve the function to make it more effective. So let me know what you thought of this workout. If you liked it, if you want to see more like this. I love suggestions. I need suggestions. I want to do what you guys want to see on the channel. So let me know in the comments and give a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Otherwise, everything I used is linked in the description, as well as my YouTube guides. I know I've talked a bit about it on here, but if you're looking for more guidance for full body postpartum workouts, I've got it all laid out for you in my 12-week YouTube programs featured on my website. Link is below. Otherwise, I hope to see you guys back here for our next series together.